Hi, and welcome to Becoming Unstoppable Fitness and Weight Loss. We're your hosts, Lynn and Stephanie. We're just two ordinary girls who were born without skinny jeans. We were determined to become our most fit, fierce selves, and now we're coaches who get to share our passion for health and strength with others.
We started this podcast so we could share the knowledge and insight that have helped many of our clients with an even larger audience. And our dream is to help you become unstoppable.
All right, today is episode 4, and it is the beginning of January, and we decided to record our episode about getting back on track after the holidays. So for those of you who haven't watched or listened to us before, Stephanie and I are different ages. Stephanie's in her 30s, I'm in my 50s. We both love fitness, and we both, as we mentioned in the intro, have a passion for health, but sometimes we come at the whole weight loss game from different perspectives. So you're gonna get both of our perspectives and just our knowledge and insights, and you're gonna be able to develop a strategy that works best for you. So I just want to start out by talking a little bit about holidays this year, holiday eating. And some years I'm really strict and have it well planned out about how I'm going to eat during the holidays. This holiday, I didn't do that. And so I thought it would be really useful. And from talking with Stephanie before we started recording, she didn't do it either. So we thought it would be great to talk about, just what our experience was like during the holidays and how we go about getting back on track. So for me, I ate all the things. I didn't go crazy, but if it was there, I ate the chocolate covered almonds. I ate the chocolate covered pretzels. I ate some cake last night, a small piece. I ate some tortilla chips at dinner last night because we went out for a big family dinner. So I will say I didn't always start eating. I did practice some intermittent fasting in there, so I didn't always start eating all the things first thing in the morning. But I did indulge, and I felt, we'll talk about a little bit later how we felt, but yeah, it didn't feel great. So Stephanie, what was your holiday like?
Doesn't pay off, but so for me, I usually around the holidays is a time for me that I can more easily lose weight, which is weird. I know it's the opposite for most people. This year was not that case, so I can definitely empathize with everyone going through the holiday things. And I think it's because for me personally this year, all the events and socializing, this was probably my most jam-packed Christmas season ever, but it was also the most fun. And I did let myself indulge a lot more than normal, even at my party with my staff at my studio. We did a cookie exchange, and I definitely enjoyed having that. And I had the cookies. I tasted all the cookies. We had different events, and then obviously Christmas with family. So I definitely indulged in more sugar than I'm used to, and I definitely felt the effects of that, which we'll get into later. But in the past I had really beaten myself up for failing at sticking to something, but if you just look at it as a short-term season and refocus, you don't have to beat yourself up or hate yourself for it. You can get back on track once you just make the decision. And for me, once I started seeing it affecting the changes in me, I was okay, I'm fed up, I'm done eating like this, and then I switched back to my normal routine. And so now I'm back on track, and I think it's something you can grow from, benefit from. No one's going to be perfect all the time, and that we can also kind of take some positives out of it as we move into back to healthy eating.
Yeah, that's all really great. Okay, your nails are amazing, by the way.
Had to make them fun for New Year's.
Yeah.
I had to go out, got some pink action here. Had some pink, sparkly, outrageous cowboy boots, and they were my favorite thing I've ever worn when I went out with my girlfriends for the New Year. So have to keep it fun.
That's awesome. And I love that you mentioned this was one of your most fun, memorable Christmases. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't necessarily relate to the food thing at all. I think it relates more to your mental state. And Stephanie actually was one of my clients. She went through my program last year, this time. But I don't know if that had anything to do with you enjoying the holiday so much. But I know for me, I've really been working on becoming more intentional and creating more joy and more really great memories for myself. So maybe was that part of your intentions too?
I mean, so I think the busy holiday packed schedule, what my thing is this year is like, I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. I want to make the most I can out of it. I literally like have nightmares throughout the year. This has happened multiple times. It's weird that like I miss the holiday season, or all of a sudden it's Christmas and I didn't do anything to like celebrate leading up to it. And I feel like I am so like grateful for like the circle of friends I have. And you know, we went out and got to enjoy so many events and
so great.
Going to the Gaylord with all their like fun Christmas stuff. And
good for you.
like I just, so my focus was like, I want to make the most of this holiday season. I have so many great people surrounding me that I can enjoy it with. And you know, I've lived here for 3 years and I just feel like I have that great sense of community and a great circle of people. And I can really enjoy that even though I don't have family here. I was still able to like really enjoy the holidays.
That's so great.
I mean, I could do that totally without going off track because I know I've done it in the past.
Had nothing to do with the food, really. I just think it's like your intentionality that, you know, how you created all of that. You started to figure out, wait a second, I'm the creator of my experience. I can make it or break it, right? I can make my life how I want to make it. So that's really awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean, I had 20 family members here over Christmas, and then a different 15 family members here over New Year's.
Whoa.
And again, it was just like this whole intentional creating great memories for myself and my family, and just really getting to enjoy the journey. So good times. But anyways, again, that has nothing to do with the food. We could have done all of that and not overindulged, but we didn't. So we thought it would be useful to share our experience with you guys, so you know that you know, we're not superhuman. You don't have to be superhuman either. But we are going to share a little bit about our mindset and how we go about getting back on track. So the one thing I did do that I'm super proud of during the holidays is I got up at my regular early time and I exercised. And I could have said, you know, I'm too exhausted to exercise. But for me, I know that exercise is really a way that I generate energy for myself. So I encouraged myself. I was like, I need extra energy with all of these people around and all of this entertaining. I refused to miss my workouts, and that's what kept me going. So how about you? What did you do for exercise?
Similar for me. I stuck to my normal routine. Exercise outside of it, you know, obviously being healthy and, you know, helping me perform better in like my athletics. It just keeps me happy. So I know if I were to give up any even one day of workout that I know I could work out, like I would be unhappy to do that, and it would stress me out to not have my workout. And you know, it's important to have your rest day, but outside of that, I don't want to miss my routine. So I stayed 100% on top of that. When I was out of town visiting family, I didn't do my normal routine, but I still went out on a run or a hike and still got my fitness in every day. So that keeps me happy, energetic, and positive. So even though it was like crazy and I could have used extra time for work or sleep, it wasn't worth sacrificing that at all.
Yeah. And we actually, this might be a good tip for you all at home too. I mentioned to the family who was coming that we would be exercising while they were here. Mm-hmm. So if they wanted, they could pack their exercise clothes and shoes, so that we could incorporate like walks, and we played a big kickball game on Christmas Day with the whole family. Yeah, it was fun. So I just put that out there so that we could incorporate exercise into our family time.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if you do have a family that will go in on sports or like fitness, I know I always work out with my sister when I get the chance. Then, yeah, even if everyone is indulging in food to keep your body going, that's huge. So you're influencing the people around you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it helped because we had like 80-degree temperatures here in Dallas. That was amazing. And now it's 30. Today is 30 a week later. But so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the changes that we started to observe. And Stephanie and I, again, talked a little bit about this before we started recording. But I immediately notice it on my butt. That's where it goes.
That's not the worst place, though. I'll take that.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing nowadays. But I would prefer not. But anyways, I can definitely see it like on the back side of my body, the back of my arms, like just the back of my waist, and you start to see the fluff. And so I did notice it, like, I don't know, a week into it, and I was like, that's interesting. Like the carbs go right to the back of my body. But I did not panic. Now at that point I could have been like, okay, this is gonna stop. But I've had enough of these holiday experiences where I'm like, okay, I'm definitely just observing these changes, and note to self. I think I did become a little bit more mindful though, as I started observing this. Just like naturally, I became a little more mindful, like, okay, maybe I won't pick up that handful of nuts, or it's interesting how it works. But I didn't get right back on track. So what did it look like for you?
For me, it was, I felt myself like definitely getting off track, and I started seeing it in my body. And for me, I definitely see it in my face, and I see it around my stomach and my abdominals. So like each morning I look at my abdominals in the mirror and I'm like, the
abs are disappearing.
Not that I had a 6-pack and was totally cut, but I was like, I have more definition than this. Where is it going? And then, over time, it does make you a little more mindful, but still I was like letting myself have sugar, maybe not as much. But I was like, I'll have a little bit here and there, but still, like, once it becomes like almost every day or every day leading up to Christmas, like that still all adds up. And then by Christmas Day, I was looking at the mirror and at like my midsection, that's where my body loves to put on weight.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's like, no, it was like that. I was like, this is not my belly. And I was like, I'm fed up with this. So the next day I got back on track, because I know if I waited to the new year, that would just be more work I have to do. So, you can do what's best for you. But for me at that point, I was like, I'm fed up. This isn't feeling good. I don't look how I know I can look and want to look. I don't feel my best.
And you had to get into your New Year's Eve outfit.
Yeah, I had my New Year's Eve outfit, which was really over the top. But and I will say, no, I got it before Christmas, and it was snug, and I was like, I'll be good. Like, I just need it as long as I like stay on track. But then I was like, that New Year's Eve outfit can't not fit because it was a snug. So that was an inspiration, actually. And then outside of the physical look, I knew I didn't feel good. I feel a little more run down when I have more sugar, and my performance in my workouts is not what it could be. So
true. Yeah. I definitely started to notice the brain fog, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together right away. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just like so worn out mentally and overwhelmed, and I get unfocused and just like not even being able to think straight. And some of it could be the fact that we have a lot of people here, but I feel like I would have performed a lot better. I know I would have performed better had I eaten my regular diet. So that was an interesting observation too, the carb coma, I call it, sugar coma.
I can relate to that. Honestly, I didn't think too much about it until we talked about it today, but I'm super on it with my work, and we had a lot going on this month. But, I found myself like a day or two after thinking I already completed a task, like I didn't finish that. I have to go do that. And that is so not how I am. I'm usually like, checking things off the list and like on it. And I was out of it enough that like I didn't even know I didn't finish things I started. And that's very, very unlike me, especially when it comes to work. Like I'm very on top of things, and that's something I pride myself in. But that kind of went away. So I think the brain fog got me a little bit too with all the sugar. So it's okay.
I totally agree with you.
Gotta refocus.
So we're going to talk now about how we plan to get back on track, how we've gotten back on track in the past, and what our plan is going forward. So one of the things I do is I either put like the sweets and the candy in the freezer, or I just toss them. And so a lot of the things aren't worth saving, but I still have a daughter and husband who like an occasional treat here and there. So those things I put in the freezer, and that seems to work well for me. And then I also clean out all of the leftovers. I'm really good about just throwing stuff away. We had mini hot dogs in the fridge. Happy to throw those away from New Year's Eve. But just anything that doesn't fit into our normal nutrition, I don't have a problem with tossing at all. And then, of course, I always proceed in planning out my meals, going to the grocery store, and food prepping. So it's really a way of controlling my environment so that I have options available and a plan in place. What about you?
Similar thing. I get rid of everything that gives me the potential to fail, really, because I know myself, if it's around, it's going to tempt me too much. And depending what it is, some things I can handle, but if it's something I really like, I just get rid of it and toss it. I can't do the freezer thing for most things, because I found out like cake's really good frozen. So
interesting. Don't tell me that.
So it depends what it is. For a handful of things, it ended up being like, oh, this is still great. So that didn't work for me. But I just have to toss things. And the day after Christmas, what I did is I went on my app to put like all my groceries that are going to help me stay on track in my order, because I always like to pick up my groceries if I can, like in grocery pickup. Very great time saver. And then also you don't accidentally like buy things that you think you're gonna, just have one. I know exactly what I'm ordering. I know exactly what I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to have the junk there as an option. So for me, that helps a lot to stay on track, just to not have it available at home. And that was like one of my steps, is like just ordering all the right things to set myself up for success, and just saying no to being invited out for brunch. I just had to get back on track with that. But it was an unhealthy place. Most places you can get healthy options, but there's certain places where it's a little harder. So I'm like, I need to just focus on me and not put myself in that situation, at a place where there aren't really a lot of healthy options. So, just kind of getting that refocus and setting my own boundaries.
Yeah, I love that. But a lot of times you do say yes to brunch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then you just go ahead and you order things that fit into your eating style.
Right. Because I had some friends that want to go to an unhealthy brunch place, because they're like, okay, this is my exception day. Like most of us have that. I don't make it a day anymore. I try to make it a meal, except during the holidays. It kind of turned into that. But and I was like, but today's not my day. But had I planned that out, and I didn't have my treats Saturday, I had my exception. So Sunday, I was like, if I had known in advance, I would have planned for that to be my day. But it was a last minute thing.
I just had an exception 2 weeks, so no brunch for me. And another tip that, I don't know if you find this to be useful, but I like to wear my regular clothes, because the minute I start wearing my exercise clothes all day or staying in my pajamas or whatever, I find myself less likely to get back on track. So like, I don't even let myself wear my comfy clothes. Today I'm wearing like a really tight sweater and tight jeans, and that reminds me like of where I'm going, and I don't know, it helps to motivate me.
Yeah. Well, I will say I wear workout clothes like for work all the time. I run a fitness studio, but I put on a dress that I wore last New Year's, and that was a great reminder because I'm like, wait, this is more snug than I remember. So I think that's an amazing tip because I didn't intentionally do that. I just wanted to try it on with some boots that I got, so, and see how it looks together. And I was like, oh, I need to do this more often just to make sure, like, I know where I am. You know, you see the changes in your body, but that's a good reminder. And you're like,
reality check.
you know, yeah. Like, oh, I want this to fit more comfortably like it did last year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we hope that sharing our holiday confessions helped you. And again, the point was just to encourage everybody and let you know that, you know, you don't have to be perfect and that you can easily get back on track. So that is it for episode 4. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. If you'd like to talk to myself or Stephanie about anything particular to your situation, we would be glad to help you. Our contact information will be in the show notes. And please tune in next time, episode 5, for more Becoming Unstoppable Fitness and Weight Loss.